How long gone? Good to hear from you, bitch. It is almost noon here on a flood watch New York City afternoon. The rain hasn't started yet, but they keep swearing that it's coming, Jason. So I'm preparing mentally and physically.
Okay, so you got a torrential downpour, a biblical flood, an Odyssean.
Yeah, that's
drizzle.
That's what they're saying, but they've been saying that since 7 a.m. and it still hasn't hit yet. So I'm hoping it pushes off as long as possible because I got some shit I got to do outside. Not like long term. I just mean commuting, of course.
Okay, you don't have a paddle ball game at the park later this afternoon.
Yeah, no, I'm not shooting
paddle tennis, I should say.
I'm not shooting hoops with my Asian brothers downstairs. I'm just I'm doing my thing.
You just have to be about. You have to go to the place where you buy your soaps. You have to go pick up some of your garments from processing.
Actually, excuse me, is there anything for Chris Black? I'm here at the processing center. I'm looking for my garments.
Look, there's some cleaning, there's some hemming, there's some tailoring.
I did drop off some,
bringing the waist in, bringing the chest out.
I did bring some clothes to the tailor yesterday, and I did this morning. I had to run an errand for Alex, and I was dreading it because I had to bring her Rimawa to the repair center, the store, to get a repair. Mm-hmm. And she has the polycarbonate. She has the lighter one, thank God. And she's had it for at least 10 years. The cab driver destroyed the handle, etc. But what I learned, Jason, is that it fits side saddle in the city bike basket. So I was
joking.
You're fucking joking. I mean, obviously it was empty, so that helped. But I was able to.
So you look like damn Blood Orange rolling down the street in a city bike with a tattered Rimowa in the basket.
Yeah, it didn't have a small cello in it, so you couldn't mistake me for Dev. But
it would be cool if you had the little the little stick camera GoPro that they put on top of cars, so you can see the whole view. Get one of those set up, and then everyone's going to think you're filming one of those videos where it's like, why would you take an Uber to JFK when you could take a city bike?
Yeah, exactly.
You've got 3 suitcases duct taped to your leg.
I was inspired by Casey Neistat to ride a fucking city bike all the way to JFK. But so I get to the Rimwo store. They open at 11. They open on time. I take the suitcase downstairs. The guy says, I'll have it for you in an hour. And I was like, wow, that's pretty unbelievable. I didn't know it was like that over there, so I have to. But now that means another task for me to go pick it up.
So so you found a way to make an hour-long turnover on suitcase repair kind of a bit of an annoyance. It'd be better if we could just do this another day, kind of thing.
Well, it would be best, Jason, if the great people over at Rimo would messenger it to the house when they're finished.
Ooh.
Because they offered to ship it, and I was like, well, I mean, that's gonna UPS down the street's gonna take 3 days, so I might as well. Yeah. At that point, we should offer a messenger service, but no complaints here. It's all free. It's all covered. You know?
It's all covered. Okay, good. I was just reading right before we came here. Gay icon Boy George releases pro-Israel song. People aren't feeling that. Did you know he was so pro with it, or is this a late in life transformation?
I didn't know that. I guess those words that you just said, I never expected to even hear together. So I'm still sort of reeling from the delivery. But no, I didn't know.
2026's Boy George releases his new song. I'm obviously, I'm assuming, inspired by Madonna's Confessions too.
I would have to say that brought him out of the closet. The retirement closet.
He said, "Let's do Holocaust too."
That's so crazy. That's so crazy, dude. Like, just shut up, bro. Like, these people, these guys, you can go down a legend if you just shut up. It's so easy to go down a legend. Boy George is one of the greats, and now he's going to ruin it. He's going to go Van Morrison maxing and fucking take it all down over some stuff that he doesn't need to be talking about.
It seems like British people are a little bit worse at being able to.
I don't think I don't think that they have the same.
Keep the car on the tracks.
It's tough. It's tough to keep the car on the right side of the road.
To keep the trolley on the wrong side of the road.
No pun intended.
For whatever reason, when British people get older, they feel a little bit more self-deputized to start speaking out about things that they really did not have to speak out about.
I feel like it's something to do with the
obviously Harry Potter chick.
Of course. I feel Harry Potter chick. You mean J.K. Rowling? I think that they are.
I will not say their name.
Smart. I feel like the consequences are different there, and they don't realize how different they are in America, if that makes sense. So, like, Boy George will do this, and it won't really, I mean, because he's washed, it won't really matter. But if this was someone younger and more relevant, like, it would be a huge thing. obviously.
If this was Troye Sivan, it would be front page news.
Front page news of the Daily Mail, as well as failing BuzzFeed and other outlets. But I just don't. I think British people become a little senile because they're living in their, stone pile out in Oxfordshire, and they just sort of lose touch with what's going on outside of those four walls. Is what my guess is.
I like that we have brownstones in New York and stone piles in England.
Well, as you know, Jason, we've talked about it before. And
that pile of stones you call a flat.
It's something I've learned from my British friends, though, is that there's a class of people in Britain that are land rich. So they have, a giant house
similar to hood rich.
Yeah, kind of.
Like you own the whole neighborhood.
Well, they're not under the lamppost, avoiding the long arm of the law, but they are.
You own a piece of the neighborhood, your house, the land that your house is.
They're living in a house on a giant piece of land that they can't really afford, but it's been bestowed upon them by their, dad. So they don't have the money. They can't go out to eat every night, but they have a fucking 10 bedroom mansion that they can barely heat. That's the issue, which we don't really have that as much in America, but I don't know why, but that's I feel like we don't have it.
We don't. Yeah, I mean, we have situations where the house itself, the physical object of the house is worth nothing, and it's more so just the actual square footage, the property, the dirt, as they say. And I think it's dirt. Because in London you can't buy, you have to do whatever the 99-year lease is or something.
You remember that classic song "Buy Dirt"? Don't you? We should put that on the end of this episode. That should go in this episode. That's a classic, dude. Classic. Good advice from our country brethren. That's good advice.
So, by Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan, 2021, Buy Dirt.
Buy Dirt.
If that couldn't be more, real estate propaganda in the American wasteland.
How they haven't gotten an EDM remix of that for Selling Sunset season 12? I am confused by that. I guess, if
the mortgage is $700 a month, I'll buy some dirt too.
Yeah, exactly. I can throw some dirt in the cart as well, if you don't mind.
I'll take small rocks. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll take whatever you got as far as dirt goes. I always love that when you go to the country and you see dirt for sale. Literally. Like you can, sign out in front of somebody's yard saying you can buy dirt here, and they'll deliver dirt to your property.
Well, over here in Gavin Newsom's California, the dirt, it's basically free. Oh, there's a park by my house, free mulch. That's expensive dirt.
Free mulch?
Free mulch.
Don't tell my mom that.
YBN mulch.
Don't tell.
Honestly, the three letters prefix of whatever gang you're in, followed by a word as the rapper name. Mulch is a pretty good word.
Yeah, YBN mulch is. I know he's doing a bid right now, but his first day out is going to be good. I'm looking forward to the freestyle.
It has a little he sampled Faith No More. He has an alt edge to him. He is sort of he gets a little dirty. He's at the Shambhala Festival, just kind of observing.
Oh my God, YBN mulch. Yeah, my mom loves mulch. My parents love mulch and pine straw. Oh my God, it brings back terrible memories.
Pine straw, recurring character on How Long Gone Universe.
Terrible memories.
Listen, you can tell it's good podcasting when it's two middle-aged guys talking about different soils.
Well, luckily, you're more in the
after the break. I'm going to blow the doors off of sand. You
better fucking buckle your seatbelt, Chief.
Speaking of sand. Good segue. I was at the beach last week with Carolyn, and I was thinking about when you're laying on the sand and you maybe sometimes you wiggle your body in such a way that it creates an ergonomic
of course.
Sort of.
I get cupped.
Yeah, get the little BBL support in the lower back, relax the neck, etc. But I was thinking, when you're doing the Theracane, the crick stick, and you got it, and you're trying to go underneath, you're laying face up on the ground, and you're trying to get underneath the lower back to kind of hit that little boom boom, and it's hard. What if you bring Theracane to the beach? The sand, you're able to get under with that Theracane.
Oh wow!
Into all the little corners, and then
that's a great idea.
And bringing a Theracane to the beach is just kind of a cool thing to do in general, but. Maybe one for the house, one for the playa.
I was saying, if it was if Stussy made one in sort of a Laguna flavor for you, I think that would work.
Don't.
But what I'm thinking is you don't need to, because you can spray them off, man. Hose them down just like your feet when you leave the beach. There's no crevices for sand to get stuck in.
Are you telling me with a Theracane cleanup is a snap?
I didn't want to do that, but I am telling you that. So you can throw it.
I obviously the piece of plastic, easy to clean. Sure, you can give it a wipe with one of your little Lysol wipes, but I think I like the idea as you get older of having two different sets of things for two different situations, and it can,
I get that
lives in the bag in the hallway closet or whatever, and we just grab it and go, and then it kind of adds to the change of scenery and staycationery. But that was also making me think about the Wii Spa, the Korean spa.
Justin Bieber's favorite place to get jerked off.
One of many. I mean, top 10 for sure. Well known for having really cool outfits that are sort of giving girl who listens to Salem. You can do a little Wii Spa.
I've never been there.
It's cool. It's great. But they have multiple rooms. They have the hot sauna, the wet sauna, the cold water. And then they have rooms with like little clay balls, like maybe kind of like half-inch, kind of like little stone balls. And then they have like an ice room. They'll have different like surfaces that you can lay on. And I was thinking, it'd be nice to have a warm kind of sandbox type of situation in the sauna.
You're a freak, bro. You want to put your feet in sand? Nah, bro.
Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, this is giving, heated litter box for my luxurious.
I didn't want to say that since you're such a pet lover. I didn't want to get under your skin like the sand might, but that is a litter box. What you described is a hot litter box.
But I mean, you don't defecate in it. You just use it for the relaxation. And letting the body.
Here's the thing, Jason. Here's the thing, Jason. If you think a sandbox and a sauna ain't gonna get something in it that ain't just your body parts, you're dead wrong, my brother.
Yeah, even okay. So I don't own a cat, but the first day of having my litter box, there will be pee in it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
And it's coming from me. I won't have control.
It could. That's what I was going to say. It could be you relax so deeply because of the warm sand that all of a sudden it's dribbling out the tip.
Steven's waiting in the lobby. He's like, so is How Long Gone furries now? They're doing a lot of kitten play up top.
It's been a while, but all right. See, a friend of the show, longtime friend of the show, Steven Phillips-Horst is joining us today on How Long Gone. He lives in a foreign country now, so it's night there, and he's got I believe he has a one-man program, which is very popular where he's living now at the quote-unquote Fringe Festival, which I thought was a skirt selling.
Also, one-man program. You changed the wrong word. You're supposed to say one-person show, but you kept the man and you changed show to program. I just wanted
because this motherfucker's a man. I'm not going to do him like that. I ain't gonna.
I'm just saying, if you're going to change it, you found a way.
Nah, bro. I'm giving him the credit. He's letting his nuts hang. I'm giving him the credit. All right, let's give him a call. Let's go over there and give him a call. God damn it, let's talk.
Hi, boys.
It's been too long. Oh, wow, you're in a soundproof booth.
He's coming from a Twee sound booth.
I built my own adorable cottage podcasting studio in my box room, love.
Okay,
what is a box room for our listeners at home?
That's where you beat up the box, bro. You don't have one?
Are you talking about the litter box?
Yeah. This is where I jack off and occasionally do a little bit of work. Get those Patreon numbers.
Okay, I have to say this looks a little like a soundproof jail cell, and I want to understand.
It looks like where Passion Pit recorded the very first of their vocals.
That's very much. This is a Bushwick vocal booth that was used in several classic albums.
Listen, okay, I'm a freshman at Oberlin. All right, and I just have all these ideas, and this is where I come.
I know.
Feel free.
I know.
No, I did convert this room, and I did purchase a lot of soundproof material online, these sort of egg crate things, and then I installed them.
Which guy did you hire to put those up?
I did it my damn self. I didn't even need the Scottish trade, pal. I didn't even have to.
Oh wow.
Over.
Okay, do they have different like old world style soundproofing materials over there?
Oh, yeah, this is all straw, okay?
Like ostrich straw?
Yeah, ostriches haven't gone. Yeah, the emu is still alive or whatever. Whatever the one that's gone extinct, it's not extinct in Scotland. Because they cared about the environment here, lad.
Okay, so you're able to put that stuff up. You're a handy guy, I feel like.
Kind of. Well, you know what I did, though, is I bought on the website, it was like, you can buy the self-adhesive, which was a little bit more expensive. And I said, listen, let me save a quid humidity, love, all right? So I'll get the adhesive spray myself.
Oh, okay.
Turns out, in a non-ventilated indoor space, you start spraying that stuff, honey, you're hallucinating within 20 seconds.
Yeah. You know, this happened to me once with a clawfoot tub that had to be resealed, like they have to repaint it when it's too old. And this is a very long time ago, and the bathroom was in the back of the apartment and there were no windows, and the guy got there and was like, all right, well, this is what we got. I don't really have a choice.
It's about to get funky in here, y'all.
I felt sick for 3 days minimum, and I felt awful. The apartment smell. There's no way to get the smell out. It was just sort of like you got to let go and let
you
God.
guys ever had black mold? Going to be kind of like that for the next few
it
weeks.
was that kind of vibe.
Was he also like tripping balls as he was caulking your tub or whatever?
Well, he had protection.
He had a full gas mask.
He was wearing a.
He had like a COVID queer. COVID is still happening. Like full.
Well, he had a lavender bandana around his face.
It was actually Orville Peck. He was fringe mask.
Orville had a gas mask.
Try and keep me away from a clawfoot tub. I dare
Orville wears that gas mask for different reasons. It was not to keep the smells out. Let's say
over at Andy's house, he's got a little chamber play.
Well, I'm glad that you survived. I'm glad that you survived that. And did you feel like more of a man when you were done, or did you just feel exhausted and stupid?
Oh, nothing makes you feel like a man like it's so in your podcast studio, bro.
You're like, all right, I'm all done. Now I'm ready to do my gay podcast about reading books like a fucking man.
I'm ready to talk about Jennifer Garner. Let's do this, boys.
Hey, man, I'm just asking. I just want to know how you felt after accomplishing such a great feat. That's all.
Yeah, how more cis are you on a percentage?
Oh my God, it's crazy. I was holding the bottle of hormones that had been sent to me from Callan Lord in the mail, and I looked at it. I said, "No, not today.
Get him out. Get him out."
I feel like the most masculine I feel is when I see the look in my cat's eyes when he climbs the trail with me. You know what I mean? To me, fatherhood is masculinity.
What is the trail?
Oh, wow.
You mean like the happy trail when you're shirtless on your bed, or do you mean like you take your cat out?
He goes hiking with his cat on a leash.
Yeah.
His cat is Gorp.
I'm glad that you have a boyfriend, or I think you still have a boyfriend. Shit, I don't know about it after hearing that.
No, the cat is the only thing keeping them together, bro.
No, a little bit.
And they're hiking.
A little bit. Listen, this is what a relationship is. You guys are married. You know what this is about. You know, you got to keep.
No, it's real. The cat leash is real.
All right. You got to keep adding elements to the relationship, things to continue to lock it down.
Yeah, that's why I run errands all day, even though I have a job. So that's I kind of get what you're saying.
Period.
Is she the one? Are you getting like deputized, or you're getting the honeydew list at 9 a.m.?
Well, when you're in a situation
Honeydew
like
list.
Jason suffers from this as well. But when you have a, I don't know what his wife refers to it as, but fun job or fake job, depending on how the mood is.
No, she respects the craft.
I don't believe that for 1 second, but I think what I'm saying is when you're home, no matter how much stuff you have to do, you're more available to do these sort of assistant style tasks than the other person.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so you're getting out of the house to avoid labor.
No. I'm saying that I am working for myself from a location, whether it be a hotel or a home or a plane, and that is not the same as being chained to the corporate desk
or on location on a remote photo shoot somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm able to pop out and run to let's say drop her suitcase off to get fixed, or maybe pick up some dry cleaning. I
see. Whereas if you worked at a big four law firm per se, she would know that those billable hours only get billed if you're in your chair.
Yeah, she would finally respect me if I was able to get a job.
And she would have a fucking meatloaf waiting on the table when he got home.
Damn right, like God intended. You know,
Tofurkey.
I started.
Well, Chris, but there's also the other part, Chris. You're physically doing these chores, running these errands, but also she gets to benefit from the mental break of not seeing the messy house or the thing that needs to be done, or non-work reminders that can come into our lives.
You're giving her real estate, emotional real estate in her brain, that she's this isn't my responsibility. The feminine work of tidying the kitchen table, of cleaning up the drop zone is now no longer
the drop zone
on her shoulders, on her delicate feminine shoulders.
And one of the best gifts you can give a person, right?
Cleaning the drop zone. Yeah, that's my Valentine's Day gift.
I famously love to run errands. It makes me feel accomplished, more accomplished than doing any of my real work. So I
agree.
I like it.
I miss errand. I'm always like, I get up, the day starts around 11 for me, and I kind of roll out of bed, and my cat and I go outside into our gorgeous garden overlooking Holyrood Park in Edinburgh. I have a tea because I'm British now, put a little honey and milk in there. An hour and a half goes by, and I think, okay, I know I have work to do, but let's hit up the thrift stores. Let's go find furniture, right? Let's go antiquing. And then it's gym and supermarket and haircut. And by the time you know it, it's time for bed.
I tell you what, every time I go get a haircut, I get clowned for it because it's during business hours. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? Those are the hours I'm available to get it. 11 a.m. on a Monday is perfect haircut time in my world.
Are you going to like an $80 like white hipster place, or is it your cool Dominican like $25 guy who's being like, bro, where's your job?
Great question. Somewhere in between. How about Russian East Village lesbian? How about that? How about let me throw you a curveball?
Gag it, Chris.
A lot of people are getting their hair cut by lesbians. Like I think in the past few years.
I don't normally trust women with my hair because it's a cut that they could never understand.
Same, yeah.
But she's different. She built different. She wears fish.
Sorry, your haircut is a cut they could never understand.
Yeah.
This is why God invented studs. You know, like in Korea, blind people they give them masseuse priority because it's a job they can do. All of the studs in the world, there's only so many Carl's Jr.'s you can run.
I love the idea that at massage school, there's a finite amount of spaces, and the blind people just kind of wandering up.
Not wander. Don't say wander.
To the university. They're like, no.
They eventually find it. No,
they want to be there. They want to do it, just to be clear.
There was a guy that we used to get massages from who was blind, and we would talk to him, and he said, he was either from China or Korea, I don't remember, but he would say, like, it's not the way things are now in 2026, but maybe, 10, 15 years ago, if you went to masseuse school, you would get priority if you were blind because
it was a blind man's game.
Yeah, and I would cheer up
$45 lesbian haircut. But hold on, so is the massage better when he's blind because his other senses are heightened?
Of course it is, Steven. Come on,
like it's more sensual, it's more powerful. Like he's finding places.
No. No one said sensual. Let's focus on the power.
A massage is sensual. Okay, sensual doesn't mean sexual. But it's definitely sensual.
It doesn't. The hand doesn't wander to the taint area on its own. It's more so.
Yeah.
The other senses are dampened, so his sense of smell is probably crazy too.
I've never had a sensual massage. I'm going in there like an athlete. I want pain, and I don't even get off on that.
I want both. I want the hardest possible massage in both senses. I want elbows into me like full body weight, like destroying me, and then it slowly builds to a sexual climax.
Okay. Question.
How much does that cost on average?
Yeah,
for the whole thing.
I mean, it depends. Some people are charging an arm and a leg out there, and they're not even delivering. Here's a bone. Okay, I got a massage recently in London.
I got a bone,
and there was no bone. I got a massage recently in London. It was not cheap. It was like 130 pounds or something. Okay, from a gay guy in his apartment. I'm thinking, I know where this is going.
Let's go.
The massage was advertised on his personal website as a naturist massage. And the description of the massage says, both of us are nude to increase the spiritual connection between bodies. This is how massage was taught in ancient India, whatever. I don't know. I'm like, awesome, great. I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I get there. He gets fully nude. I get nude in his like sad condo, whatever. I'm face down. The whole massage go by was the worst massage I've ever had, the least sensual. His hands don't get anywhere near my taint, just not even anything. And even where he's on my shoulders, on the rest of my body, there's nothing. His heart is not in it at all. He was checked all the way out. And I was like, and he's just nude with his flaccid dick there the whole time.
And there's no reason for him to be nude. There's no ball rubbing up against the elbow on accident.
What was this ancient art of like co-nudity? I didn't get it at all.
That is shocking considering what was advertised. Like that feels like the most coded language possible.
Are you going to dispute the charges?
Call Amex.
I went back to the website.
It wasn't me.
And it did say something about like...
He has an AI chat bot that's like, is there something that we can do to
fix something we can do for today? Is there anything else I can help you with today? Would you like to book another massage for your wife? And then I was like... and it was like, just like this is a professional massage or something. The word professional was used as code for like non-sexual. And I was a little like, what the fuck?
Let me ask you a question. How did it say I'm gay on the website, or did you just feel that?
The face said in a genetic way, I'm gay.
Have you seen the popular videos that are trending right now on Reels where it's like they're outside of bars in different parts of America?
Yes. And it's always what you don't think, and it's the gayest looking guy, and then the next guy says that guy's straight.
Every guy says the guy they see a picture of is gay.
Yes, is gay.
It's the best thing I've ever seen. It blows my every time. I can't look away. It's the best content I've ever seen. Every guy thinks the other guy is gay.
Even though you know exactly what's going to happen.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't have that classic comedic element of surprise. It still tickles your fancy.
No surprise.
Do you think there's a chance that in post-production they clean it up to where it's only people saying gay?
No. Jason, no. This is an absolute documentary. There is nothing.
Jason, it really is an
editing process on
Jason,
a reel.
it's like a drunk guy in the hood outside the bars at Houston wearing Subi jeans, being like,
I'm familiar with the work.
Is this guy gay? And they're like, oh, he gay as hell, bro.
They're not picking the people who do say that guy is straight, is what I think Jason is saying.
But I'm just saying, if you go up and say like, no, he looks like a pretty straight guy,
they're not putting that in the edit.
Going straight to the recycle bin.
Have you guys ever hung out with drunk straight guys in regular places? I think they're going to say any other guy is gay. I think
obviously it's at least 50-50.
Well, I think the note behind the note, the hat on the hat, the joke behind the joke there is that obviously these straight guys are so insecure in their masculinity that everyone else needs to be gay in order for them to feel straighter.
Chris needed to hear that.
That's what's happening.
I really want to go on. I really want to go on it. I'm like desperate to be on it. Like I'm willing to go to the city and be some. I'm like willing to get drunk.
You just want to say other guys look gay even though you think they're straight, or you want to be like,
you have to say they're gay or else you're not going to get screen time, Chris. You know that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to say the foul. I want to go as crazy as I see these guys go. I want to try to imitate my favorites and see if I can sell it the way they do.
Yo, son, that guy's a pedophile. What?
The best one is they're just like, oh no, he gay as hell, bro. And then it gets progressively more intense as it goes on.
Yeah, the enthusiasm.
But I think alcohol and drugs are at play. I think that's the real driver of the medium.
Right.
Like most great arts.
So maybe this is like you want to pretend like to be drunk again to kind of recapture that feeling, because you do it if you were acting
through the lens of calling guys gay. He's going to
relive.
I found a way in
sober era.
What? All right. So what have you learned living abroad? Is this your first time making a large move?
You're in Scotland, to be clear. Sorry, Steven.
Pal. I'm in Scotland. I'm in Edinburgh.
Home of the Fringe Festival.
And so I've kind of become like a fringer. I mean, I moved here last year because my boyfriend and my fiance.
Oh, congratulations. Do they allow that over there?
Thank you so much. Yeah, they just the king just allowed it. Charles came.
Congratulations. That's big.
Gays are all right in Scotland. It's okay. You can go up each other's kilts. Where's the what? Oh, well.
Scotland's a pretty gay place overall, though, right?
Like in the sense of the kilts, like men in skirts as a vibe is gay.
Just all encompassing, just
I would say it's a lot straighter than England. England is gay. They're all little fancy little bitches, and they're quite like, dandy, right? Whereas Scotland is like the real men, pal, like the real, like, the strong men with their muscles and their kilts. And
we done a kiss when we have sex.
Aye. We can't kiss because
whereas in England they only kiss.
And there's like no penetration.
Well, that's not what I've heard, but okay. So you've been there for how long now?
A year.
Okay, you've been a full year.
We moved here last fall because he was getting his master's in botany. I'm a botanist's wife.
Okay, well, I'm glad. I hope you have a plan to make money. All right, so
I'm the only one making money. He's a full-time student. I'm bringing. See, he can't ask me to do any of the pick up the dry cleaning or whatever because he's not making money. So he's kind of like cucked all day.
That's good. That's hot for you.
I can tell. Kind of. I can tell him to take out the kitty litter, and he's like, all right. But we both do the litter box.
Not now. Daddy's doing his Patreon.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting a master's in botany, and can I ask? I mean, obviously, I don't know any full-time ikebanists or botanists, but what is the goal career-wise once this degree is received?
Here's what I want him to do. They have
weddings,
just florals at weddings. Okay, gorgeous roses.
I don't think there's any way to make more money as a botanist than to do wealthy people's weddings.
So here's the real way to make money as a botanist. You can get hired by Pfizer to go be like a jungle explorer, finding rare plants in the Amazon that will cure cancer. and they pay you to be this like Christopher Columbus ass 21st century.
Okay, so
planted.
Pfizer pays you to be a colonizer? Interesting.
Yes.
Career choice. Okay.
He doesn't want to do that because he's so like wants to be in like academic research or whatever. But I'm kind of like, let's get that Pfizer coin up in here. You know what I mean?
Right. One for you, one for them.
Okay, so technically, if that was, let's say he goes and gets the job at Pfizer against his will, could he change his Instagram bio to Explorer, which is very hot?
I mean, I guess. Yeah, he would be one of the few who can.
Yeah, that's a rare. I'm saying that's a rare career in today's, because people say Explorer and they mean Internet Explorer. You know, this is real boots on the ground.
Yeah, Explorer.
Shears up.
Yeah, you know what's that? Like the Adventurers Club. I mean, that is a very British thing to be like. I'm going to the South Pole.
Yeah, it's very.
I'm gonna go see what it looks like.
On a curious journey.
So what is your, so on a weekly basis, do you have amazing freaky arrangements
Sex?
around the house?
You doing tree fucking? You fucking in the trees yet?
Oh, you mean like, is he bringing like florals like from the outside? No, he's not. He's so very like okay, you know, like gays who are like, I'm a plant dad. Like, I love plant. Like he's very anti that, and he calls those people amateur horticulturists.
Oh,
I'm against that too, but I just thought if you have the touch, it's so nice to have that in your. I know he's coming at it from a different angle, and I respect that, but as a non-bill payer, it would be nice.
Here's what he does. Like, we went to Puerto Rico, as one does when we lived in America and you want a cheap weekend trip, okay? He is smuggling an orchid that he stole, like, from a hike in his bag back to New York.
Because it's a species maybe we can't get in our climate.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a species that we don't have up there in climate. And he's like, oh my God, this is such a cool orchid. Like, technically, it's illegal to, like, bring
Technically,
in
it's
this
like a federal crime, but like,
it's a federal crime, and he's an orchid thief. So he's doing, you know, interesting stuff like that. But then it's like, I'm making it sound so glamorous. Like the orchid is so fabulous and huge, and it is like pretty small and kind of like brown. And he's like putting it on a piece of bark, and you're kind of like, oh, I just thought that was like a piece of dirt.
It's still rare though. It's still
He'll bring it back to life.
He's got to catch them all.
He'll bring it back to life.
No, there's definitely a Pokemon aspect.
So when he comes home from class, are you able to talk about this stuff, or is it so boring and also like over your head that you're like, I can't
do another dinner about bark?
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, you know, listen, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I feel like it's probably, you know, at the same level as when your wife comes home and she talks about The Office and like
Well, see, the problem is I kind of like that. Like,
Right.
I like when there's some freak at the office that I get to hear about what they do and why it's weird.
Yeah, he's talking about his other like students and like, oh, there's this gay guy, there's this like autistic girl, there's like 17 other autistic people because they're they're all.
I was about to say
like,
the crossover of autistic people and gay guys seem like the only people that would take this as a master's course.
it is very gay and it's very autistic.
Now, do you kick it with any of the homies from his class? Like, do you guys go get pints?
I've met some of them. Some of them are cool. There's kind of some, because it's also
Clearly
kind of
jealous of his botany friends.
I can sense
I have
it.
my own friends, okay? I have my own really cool friends in Edinburgh that I've made, and I don't need science friends.
Some of them are cool, I guess.
Listen, you have to like change your expectations when you're living in a fourth tier city. Like, I don't know how much. I mean, I know you guys travel, but you live in the hubs. You know, you live in these cultural hubs. When you go to a place that it's really a far-flung destination, you change what you're doing. Okay, honey, I'm going to fucking pub trivia. Like, I'm going to trivia nights.
Yeah.
And like the questions are about like whatever, like Doctor Strange or like that show that I've never seen, or like Doctor Who, like, and I'm kind of like, okay, I didn't know that one, but like, that's a Greek word, I think, kind of
Peaky Blinder Wednesdays down at the tavern.
Oh, more chips for me, please.
So when you're 39, these are the kind of things that you have to do, and sometimes you like that peace and quiet.
You're not listening to Frost Children, that's for sure.
What's that?
I think it's brave of you to relocate to a place like that. I think I would be intimidated. I mean, I know that there's like a scene there, and it's considered, obviously it's a cool, beautiful city.
Well,
like
not
all
cool.
jokes aside.
Glasgow is kind of more the like cool city, where it's like more like drugs and like art students, and like it's scrunky and like fucked up and dark, and like Edinburgh is more like posh, and like there's like a lot of international students, but it's kind of just like, oh, we're quiet and fancy.
That sounds
and, like,
pretty
there
good
is
to
a lot
me.
of, like, indie parents.
Yeah, Chris likes Marin County more than Oakland. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the exact same. That's a good analogy.
I'm a West End girl. If that does anything for you, that does anything for
You
you.
would love it here. This is totally your people.
look at some old chairs, take a nap, and then have like a great zucchini dish for 27.
Oh God! Don't get me started.
Honey, the zucchini for 27 in this town, it'll blow your mind.
Now, how is the food? Because you still look very svelte.
Thank you. Well, I've actually, get this, Chris, okay? I've joined your little club temporarily. I haven't been drinking all month in preparation for the Fringe.
Okay, so explain to our listeners who aren't dorks what Fringe is.
What Fringe is? Only the largest theater festival on earth, Chris.
but it's an alternative. They're not doing famous productions. This is sort of let your freak flag fly in the black box theater. Is that
It's the Olympics of the one-person program, the one-man show.
Yes. So it started in the 60s as the Fringe, literally a Fringe festival, to the Edinburgh International Festival, which is more like you're doing, whatever, a production of Angels in America, etc.
okay?
But then, and it was more like, we're being crazy. It's morphed in, a similar way to other, like, Art Basels or whatever. It's now become the much bigger one. And it's now like comedians come here with like full PR teams to like launch their new big show. And they hope that they become Baby Reindeer. They hope that they become Fleabag. And they like hope they get an SNL or SNL UK.
It's just for laughs.
I'm going to be the next Mary Beth Barone.
Everyone's trying to be MBB up in here. And it's a lot. And all of the shows are like one folk shows that are very like, it's always like, I got in a car accident and that's why I'm trans. Like, my dad died and that's why I'm bi. Like, it's always like trauma, autobiography, like personal story, one person show.
Some Hannah Einbinder shit.
Yeah, and a lot of people are doing straight up stand up, like normal ass stand up. Like, what's the deal with men? What's the deal with cars? Like, they're doing that for sure. And there's a lot of like, I'm sorry, the world is a dumpster fire. Like that kind of Volana Glazer perspective is still very much popular at this current juncture of like comedy festival. And then there's a lot of more of the like slightly more narrative one folk shows, and then there's stuff like what I'm doing, which is like completely genre bending and no one else is doing. It's really fascinating.
Totally different. So,
and there's also people who are like juggling and shit too. Don't forget about that part.
Oh, honey, there is so much magic. Okay, so I did this show last year, and it was like the amount of fucking magicians I was surrounded by. I shared a dressing room with this guy who was like the most like adorable, beleaguered, straight male musician, like, late 30s, like totally bald, like very cute, always hustling in his velvet blazer on the street, trying to get people to come to his show, handing out flyers. And then like he would do his show and he was incredible. Okay. This guy was doing shit with his hands that, honey, okay, that I would pay hundreds of pounds for at a massage parlor from a blind person.
Flaccid or not.
Blowing my mind. And he's doing it, to fucking 10, 15 people a day in this little black box theater. And he was incredible. And everyone is out there hustling. But then there's these big ass magicians who are like kind of more cocky. These would be David Copperfields. They've got massive ad campaigns around the city. They've bought millions of dollars worth of billboards. They're selling out circus tents. There's 300 people coming in there every day. And they're doing so much David Blaine-ass, like, pyrotechnics, whatever.
Yeah.
So Edinburgh is a place that would have a billboard for a magician.
Only during the festival.
Okay.
Only during the
festival. Not year round. Those come down. Then we go back to normal things like
But do
ballet.
these sort of rich, stoic locals like enjoy this freak fest, or are they sort of like, this is ruining our town the way that like South by Southwest did or whatever?
It's a little bit of both. Obviously, in a small town, you have to be so grateful for like the tourism that comes to your village.
Yeah.
And like, they're not like so rich that they're like, it's not like Nantucket where I just like, there's been such a backlash against influencers, as I was just seeing in New York Magazine's The Cut.
I'm sick of these hot blonde women being persecuted, but that's my issue.
They're having a tough go at it.
Yeah, they're having a tough go at
It's just, it's an issue of real estate. But with no, I think they're like excited. Again, it's like a simple place. People are like, oh, like I'm excited to go see a show. Like, let's go see a show. Like when I saw Melania in theaters at 11 a.m., there was like 15 Scottish people in there. And I was just like, what?
That's big.
The Melania Trump documentary, to be clear, that this was not a show at the Edinburgh Fringe.
No, this was not like a hilarious one folk show about Melania drag.
So fringe maybe doesn't mean what it used to, but like what level of celebrity is coming? Like this year, can you name a few?
Kristen Shaw is coming.
Okay, Kristen Shaw is definitely the Shane Gillis of the Edinburgh
She's
Fringe.
big. But like last year, like Rosie O'Donnell was doing, she wasn't doing the entire Fringe, but she was doing like a week or two or something. My girl Amanda Knox is doing a show.
What the hell?
Yeah, so she has pivoted to being like a mom podcaster who podcasts about like
Big though, she's big. Like
Yeah.
I think it's working.
yeah, it's definitely working. I mean, she has all that name
Foxy
ID.
Noxy.
Miss Foxy Noxy. So she's doing like a week-long run at the Gilded Balloon. So I'm definitely going to have to see that.
Wow, jealous she got the balloon.
I'm jealous she spent a year in Italian prison, okay? That's what I'm jealous of.
She's a female murderer that's realistically a major city 6.5, but because she murdered someone, she's a 10. That's what's so fat. Like Foxy Noxy is a overstatement to say the least, and but it's so catchy.
Listen,
it's so
But
great.
as far as murderers go,
oh yeah, she's top.
She had the dewy, gloss of youth in her murdering days.
She did. No, for sure. She was young. She was a young murderer.
And
She was a
I
young
also
murderer.
think that the study abroad, it was the perfect with the Madonna horror complex, right? Where it was like she was so like pale and rosy cheeked and innocent in Seattle, and the study abroad made that even like more heightened. And then the fact that she was accused of this crazy sexual crime made her so much more deviant. So like that's what made her such a sex pot.
Hey, look, mom podcaster is better than OnlyFans. Maybe not monetarily, but for her,
Certainly not monetarily, for her mental health.
For her mental health.
Okay, but that's a good. You bring up an interesting question.
Why not
Because we were
both?
talking about editing earlier and what you leave on the cutting room floor. Like, how much work? Like, is it only like I look at the OnlyFans creators and I'm like, fuck these assholes. Like, they bait us all day long on Instagram and get us like follow their OnlyFans, and then they're just like kind of jacking off and maybe getting head from some guy in Grindr a week, and they're pulling in $2 million a month. But is it actually a lot of editing work? You know what I mean?
Jason,
You and I edit our podcast. It's a shit ton of work. It is thankless. We deserve all of the fucking Lifetime Achievement Awards from the commission or whatever.
So you're saying maybe this guy, he's getting 10 blowjobs a day off of Grindr, but only one of them's good enough to post
Me?
on OnlyFans, and he's
I
actually
wonder.
dealing with so much cum leaving his body that it's tough?
I wonder. I wonder if it's harder than it looks.
I think there are probably editors that are making a fortune specifically working in that genre.
Right.
Is my guess.
Okay.
And if they are hiring, my email address can be found below.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Am I right? What a dream job. I get to edit porn all day.
I mean, I'm fully desensitized to it at this point. Like, I don't even get hard. I just watch. It's work for me,
watching
babe.
porn.
Well, Steven, do you think you could be proposing this question as a coping mechanism for your jealousy of these OnlyFans creators who are willing to just show half a hole and bring in $2 million a month, where we're starving artists over here in the hovel?
No, I mean, you have to question every day, like, what is this notion of, quote, dignity we're holding on to? Quote, integrity? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. On what planet do I think that I have integrity when I am, like, forced by my little pay pigs to go online every week and talk about Jennifer Garner? Is it any worse than forced to go online every week and jack off? I don't know.
No, with Patreon specifically, no.
It's in the same.
But if you switch to an ad-based model, then you'll have some dignity back in your life.
I don't have any dignity, and we still have an ad-based model, but that's a separate issue again that I have to work out on my own.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think you used the term before, digital panhandler, which I am.
Yes, I'm living in a prison of my own creation where I'm leaving money on the table because I made up a dumb term 5 years ago that I thought was funny.
And you're too proud to ever cross that line.
Maybe you're you're a digital busker. Add a little bit more of an Edinburgh feel to it.
Doing an Amy Winehouse cover in the tube station. It's no different. It's not. It's no different, really.
Yeah, just hit the QR right there. Thanks so much.
But how do you feel about do you think your output has been better or worse or different, like being relocated with maybe more focus on it?
I definitely kind of had this fantasy. It was like I would go here and like be surrounded by nature and be like, and this is when I write my novel. Mm-hmm. And it's been a little bit more like this is where it's dark all day and the winter was like 9 months long. I feel like I produced a lot less living in like a less exciting city.
Well, that seems like ideal writing conditions, by the way.
Yeah, kind of.
So how many books have you finished?
Here's the thing. I actually do think that it's a more is more thing. Where living in New York, surrounded by so much culture and vitality and going to readings and openings and closings every week, that it does kind of force you to like get in the mix more, and you're like, fuck, I have to stay relevant. And like here, I'm kind of like, who cares? But I think I'd be happier at this slower pace of life.
You actually are. You actually are.
Honestly, not to be so 39. I mean, who knows? I have to tell myself that, right? I can't say no. I'm worse off.
Yeah,
no one
can
say that.
Of course,
you know.
But what is the plan? Where would you go if it was up to you at this point? Now that you've had this experience, do you think you can ever come back to the greatest country on earth?
Here's why I don't want to come back to the greatest country on earth. I'm not going to have a backyard there. I have a 2-bedroom plus my podcast studio here, and I have a backyard. Okay. Where am I getting that in Los Angeles?
You could get that in many cities in America, maybe not necessarily Los Angeles for the same price, but if you want to check out,
on a botanist budget,
some other locales.
Imagine if you guys had jobs.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hear Des Moines is beautiful this time of year.
I think that if I don't know, as a person who needs the energy of a city, I don't think I could function like that. But if I was forced to do what you're doing, I might come out. I might also decide that, you only know because you know now.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have ever left New York, probably.
I think, also I can hop over to Glasgow. I can go to London. And I love the nature. I love the pastoralness. I feel like I'm in my Marie Antoinette, like when she went out to her little Petite Trianon, and she pretended to be a Fatima.
How far is Glasgow?
Honey, it's 40 minutes on the train, okay? It's closer than Harlem is to Bushwick. Literally. Door to door. 45 minutes.
2 places I've never been, but I believe I believe you. What about how far to London then?
That's going to be like 4.5 hours, mate. But it's a lovely train ride, okay? You're along the coast. You're looking at the gorgeous...
You're drinking beers out of a can in a paper bag. You fall asleep. You read a book. It's nice.
You're jacking off in the paper bag.
You keep checking your pocket that the GHB is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with gay? Well, all right, so what's up with gay stuff in this city? Like, are there parties you can go to where the DJs start at 1 a.m.?
Honestly, there's plenty of gays. I mean, it's very like queer. It's very like, there's a lot of like lesbians with canes who don't need them. There's a lot of gay guys. There's like a monthly gay party that goes back and forth between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and that's so cute. And it's always traveling, and you'll see people at like in the Glasgow one, then you'll see them at the Edinburgh one. And then there's afters, and people go back to like someone's flat, and they all do drugs and have sex till 7 in the
How are the drugs? Like, what's the top drug right now, you think?
Okay, people are definitely doing 3-MMC. That's still big.
That sounds like a fucking bra size, bro. What is that?
You know what that is. You've heard of that.
I've heard of 2CI, maybe.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I've heard of this. Jason's pretending he's heard of it. I don't think he has either.
No, I've heard of it, but I Googled what it was because I forgot. It's a synthetic stimulant chemically related to amphetamines, MDMA, and mephedrone.
So these pussies won't just do coke. They have to do some fake shit?
But that's in New York too. I mean, 3M and 4M. I
of course.
First encountered 4MC in Marseille like 5 years ago.
What a chic sentence.
Is it better than coke?
I mean, it depends on the quality, sweetheart, okay?
I think it has more of like a euphoric kind of ecstasy part of it and less of the let's start a business part of it.
Is pizza better than pasta? Some are. Some aren't.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to force you to choose. That was wrong of me.
There's a lot of listen, of course, as I said many times, I'm 39. I live with my cat and my fiance. We have a very bucolic life on one income. But occasionally I have seen drugs out and about. I will say I don't think it's very good, the stuff they're getting here, because it's like the farther away you get from Colombia, you know what I mean? Or Miami or New York, it's like the shittier the product is.
That's true.
Is there like a gay club there? Like what is your version of the basement? Is there the cellar or something like that where you can all congregate?
There's a place called Sneaky Pete's, which is kind of like the one like cool, like kind of techno club, and they will have gay nights. But then there's what we call the Pink Triangle, which is where the gay bars are. And there's this like super basic place, CC Blooms, that's going to be your Gaga. that's going to be your like all ages. Like we're talking like daddy in like a really tight like plaid shirt.
Zara Larson night on Wednesday.
Zara home. Zara.
It's more Zara home than Larson.
Yeah, it's more Zara home than Zara Larson.
Look wise.
But then there's like this cool place, this street, which has this like dope ass like basement club, and they're always playing like acid house, and like it's kind of like a mix of like old heads, but then kind of like younger gays, and like that place is kind of dope.
Okay, that sounds like where I would go.
You know, Jason, you would love this street.
As a music lover.
Yeah, you would like the street. You would like.
I would hang out in the Try.
You would hang out in the Try, and you would go to the street, and then maybe you'd hit up like a dope ass party in Glasgow and like stay out all night.
Jason,
the
street is the name of the club, which is confusing.
Got it.
It is, but it's across the street from CC's.
Terrible for SEO. Terrible for SEO.
You know, we don't care about that kind of stuff in our small town.
Okay, so this one person show that you're doing, Steven, it's called The Last Mad Man.
Yes, thank you. The Last Mad Cis Man.
Is this a play on Mad Men, the TV show at all, or any type of Madison Avenue?
You're extremely perceptive.
Referencing?
And in fact, it is.
He read that somewhere. Don't.
I know I did not.
No, I did not.
I was able to put Mad Men and Mad Men together. It's not really that big of a...
You didn't have to do your homework to do the homework. You know what I mean? It is...
Right.
It's a narrative. It's fictional, and it's a women's show about... that asked the question, what if the last man on earth were an advertising copywriter? And so it's about me playing this kind of delusional man who's alone at the end of the earth, and he decides to rebrand the apocalypse. So it's sort of a gonzo. I'm calling it Beckett meets 30 Rock. I've never read anything by Beckett, the playwright, but I do know that he writes plays.
Okay.
There's a little bit of Death of a Salesman in there, but it's definitely like a kind of 30 Rock density of jokes, but then with this kind of like deeper pathos.
Joke density on par with 30 Rock. That's big.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I would say. I mean, we're talking a laugh every 15, 20 seconds here.
Oh, wow.
But then it also has, you know, there's a lot of pathos. Okay, it's about consumerism, identity politics, and climate change, and sort of the intersection of those ideas.
Okay, so this is kind of your Hamilton then.
Yes. This is me.
You said you tell all these jokes, but is there any rapping or musical element available for the viewer?
I'll say this. There is original music made by me on Ableton. Okay. So all my producer heads out there.
Wow, save some for the rest of us. Jesus Christ. Okay, good grief.
No, I know Steven is sick with the Ableton, but are you rapping?
Do not rap. I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, maybe Amanda Knox raps in her show. I could see that coming from her kind of mom podcasting aesthetic.
That would be kind of cool, actually, if she laid something down. A tight 16.
Okay, so you're talking about how your fiance getting his master's for botany, but we can also go into the Pfizer world, and then you are a performer, comedian,
Yeah, it's a match made in heaven.
You have all this stuff, but then you're also, fascinated with advertising and marketing and sort of that corporate side of things. I'm seeing
Yes, in addition to being a botanist wife, I've worked for many years in branding. And you guys, I do this too. I mean, especially you, Chris, I know, like you're a brandist, you're a strategist.
Yeah, I'm a brandist, all right.
You're a creative director.
Chris is down to grab some time with you on Wednesday and chat.
Yeah, I got a deck I'd love you to touch.
If you just look at my calendar and see when I'm available, it's totally, whenever works for you.
But, I worked for many years doing this kind of stuff as a copywriter for various agencies, worked for a lot of startup brands, worked for a lot of big brands, and this was sort of this play was inspired by my experience, like doing all that. I worked for this company, Gin Lane. Do you guys know Emmett Shine? Maybe you know him.
I'm familiar with Gin Lane.
Yeah, we're familiar with Gin Lane.
Yeah.
I worked for Gin Lane for like 2 years, and I worked on a ton of projects with
Great.
them.
How many pink colored crock pots did you have to write about?
Oh my God, girl. It was what's funny is I look back on so many of those brands and like they're all defunct. Like none of them survived except this Israeli Tupperware brand called Silo. and it's like a vacuum sealer, and it's
not
like,
the Israeli Tupperware brand named Silo. That is fucking insane.
that was the name we came up with. That was the team. There was weeks.
It was a different time.
Weeks of naming.
It was a different time.
I like the name Picnic. I remember that was one I was pushing for, but ultimately the founders went with Silo.
Well, that feels like that era of sort of direct-to-consumer brand gold rush, I think, has long since passed us. So I think if one of those survives, that's a win. I would say.
And that era also coincided with the golden era of podcasting, because that all those companies were paying for the podcasts. They were taking out ads.
For sure.
It was a fucking pyramid scheme.
Mattress startups were paying my bills.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Lisa, my mom got a new king. So shout out to them.
Lisa's a mattress company.
Oh, Leesa, that mattress.
Yes,
well, it's funny because we still get, I mean, some of those original podcast advertisers are still like Squarespace is still has been our advertiser since the beginning and still is. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
You were mentioning that working with a Pfizer could be like a good end goal for your fiance's botany. Is this one-person show a means of attracting more advertising business, or is this your way of finally getting out of the advertising world and becoming a true artist?
I want it to be the latter, but every time one of those emails comes across my desk, there I am going, oh, sure, Caitlin, absolutely, yes. Next week is amazing for a call. I would love to hop on a call and sign an NDA before I have the call, so we can talk about the work
I love more.
We're going to do for Etsy.
All of our great artists are getting paid the most money by brands, so essentially, looking at it as this could be a good calling card of like this. I think this creative strategist is going to be a funny person.
Yeah, it's going to come back. No, and this could be my entree into the Delaney Rowe world, right? Where I'm the stuff I'm already doing just so seamlessly starts to integrate with the SpawnCon.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it,
and
brother.
The bills are piling up. I mean, you're SpawnCon, and you figured out how to do it. Mostly in the food and bev space, I feel, because that's kind of like where you're most comfortable.
We do a lot of fashion,
and where you have the most authority.
I say that, Jason, there's a handful of guys that can do it because they have jobs and they make it funny.
Right.
And otherwise, you can't do it as a man, as a straight man, at least. And I use Jason and Raven as my favorite examples of like, it works, and I don't necessarily know why.
Two tall, slender guys, nothing else different about them.
Yeah, but it does not work for most, I will say, on my timeline, at least.
I would argue that it doesn't work for any guys, but I like the idea of trying. You know what I mean? I'm willing to make a fool out of myself to try.
But not a gay male comedian, or is that not a man?
I don't consider them men. Comedians, I mean.
I agree.
No, sex isn't. The sexual preference is not. Comedians aren't men. They're different creatures.
Yes, it's definitely a lesser Antilles of the genders. It's lower.
Yeah, it's its own thing
on the totem. No, I mean, I would love to not have to like write copy for brands anymore. At the same time, though, like it does give me joy, and like part of the reason I wrote this show is because like I love manipulating people. I love like both the client and then the kind of population who is going to interact with whatever sort of marketing.
You double dip with your manipulation. Like, you're playing both sides.
Absolutely. And there's such a joy in that of like convincing people that you're right. You're convincing the client that you're right. This copy you wrote for this, like, whatever medical. I remember working for this company once and they called it medical food because they couldn't get the FDA approval to like call it like a pill or something. And it was like, they were like, this is medical food that helps your other medications. And it was for people who are taking like statins for like having like high cholesterol. And it was just like, what the fuck is this? It was so evil.
I've been to some restaurants that taste medicinal, but I've never had medical food per se.
So you'd like to do less of that. Well, maybe this can propel you into a creative director position.
Well, no, but I guess I'm saying like I also still enjoy that. And like every time that comes up, I feign that I'm like, oh my God, doesn't it suck to be like a fucking corporate shill? Like I just want to be a true artist. But I'm like, actually, that's joyful. Like when our podcast used to be at iHeart before we were fired unceremoniously, we would always do ads, and like I had so much fun reading those ads. Like that was like that was a really like a fun like set of limitations to express yourself as an artist.
Well, I got about 7 to do after this. If you want me to email them over, we'll give you a fee.
Oh, I would love to just like chop it up a little bit with some of that, with some of those scripts.
Yeah, get back in there.
What do we got, Jason? I don't even know.
What ads are you doing? What ads are you doing?
We have to look at our email from our overlord named Keenan Kush, our boss.
He's not an overlord. He's an ally. Let's see.
I just want to freestyle one ad.
Okay, you got it. It's coming up right now. We got Quince, Squarespace, TaskRabbit, BetterHelp, ShipStation,
we only fuck with the good stuff.
Those are all the classics. Let's start with Quince, okay? Every day I wake up with my husband and my skin itches. Something awful. It's 9 a.m. and I have a huge meeting at the office, but I can't focus because I'm scratching my skin. I thought it was my air filter. I thought it was the air quality outside because of the wildfires that are ravaging Canada where I live. But no, it's actually my sheets. Where can I get high quality, delicious, linen, soft, medical grade sheets for me and my family? I searched and searched online until I found the answer. And the answer is Quince. Quince is the the everyday staple that works harder. And their ultra soft organic cotton tees and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. What? Sorry, Quince makes sweaters now? They've got everything over there. For 36% off, enter code Jason is a beautiful man 2026 at checkout. That's quince.com/Jason, all capitals.
So first of all,
Steve, when you watch first of all, when you watch those videos of like old guys who are like in the Vietnam War and they're like in the hospital on their deathbed and they play like an old song from the 50s and they start coming back to life and moving. Watching you do an ad read was like watching a dormant soul be awoken after years of
it is true. I haven't.
I miss it. I miss it so much.
I felt like I unclipped the rubber band around your wings.
I want to get back.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure some advertisers would let you do it just for sport, just for fun. If you
a
needed
podcast ad read is an improv game that gives you money versus taking the money away from you.
All I'm saying is, you guys just remember how good you have it. Remember how lucky you are, because this can all go away in a minute.
I think about it all the time.
All evaporate.
It's true, and it's good that we have things to fall back on.
They also make linen. Just FYI, if you were, I don't know if you knew that, but I'm not a huge linen guy, but they do offer it in several styles because it's hot here, at least. Maybe not where you are.
I just got 2 pairs of linen pants on eBay last week, Chris. Linen's hot.
I hate it. Wrinkles. Don't like it. I like hard pants.
Yeah, but it's light. But we all live in a subtropical climate now. Thank you, global warming. So you need all your linen pants.
I would rather wear shorts or sweat. Is kind of where I'm at with it.
Why? Because the aesthetic is too what? Like you feel like this douche guy.
He doesn't like the light wrinkly.
It's the wrinkles.
No, I just don't like I don't like the way. It's very comfortable. It's very practical, and I'm sure the nicer it gets, price wise, the less it wrinkles and the better it is. But I just don't. I have an affliction.
You don't want to feel like Andre Balaz in Ibiza?
I mean, I do, but that's the 2mm. That's not the pants. I think that are going to put me there. Is what I'm saying.
So you're never going to cross the picket line, the linen line. This is like a no-show song for you?
I've worn linen before, but I will never wear linen again. I just don't. Yeah, it's just not for me. It's not for me. I really, really like. Not like hard. I'm not a freak. I don't need to wear like workwear, but I just mean jeans.
Damn, denim and that wildfire heat that you guys have over
Chris.
there?
A heavy denim.
Like that's really intense.
No, that's what I'm telling you guys. I would rather wear shorts or jeans at night
I know
or
you
whatever.
go to the gym. I know you're Miss Kettlebell, so you got to show off those calves. You got to show off all the work that you've been
I am
doing.
Miss Kettlebell. I just think that shorts get such a bad. I don't know why there's this narrative that you shouldn't wear shorts. I just am like I don't agree.
I feel like that narrative is from the 80s. I feel
no, that narrative it comes up every summer. Every summer there's 10 articles.
As I've gotten older and have been wearing shorts for so many years of my life, I now will look at guys out in the world and say, it's okay if you're wearing shorts, but the way those shorts are looking on your body should not be happening. Certain people should not,
It is more difficult to make shorts work for a body, depending on the body.
Yeah.
Would you guys ever wear a kilt?
I've worn a Tom Brown skirt before, a few times.
Not a faggy little Tom Brown Hitler Youth skirt to a fashion show. I mean, would you wear a kilt?
No,
to
not because
your
it's
cousin's wedding.
No, because it's not my culture. That would feel wrong.
If I was Scottish, I don't want to do stolen valor.
Yeah, it's like when white guys wear Timberlands. It's not our culture. It's I say it's all like you shouldn't. It's just like there's just certain things that I can't do, and a kilt is not my culture. I can't wear that.
Oh, live a little. They would love it if you wore a kilt.
I'm okay with it. What do you wear underneath the kilt, though?
Nothing,
Nothing.
lad.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Like real ones don't wear anything.
No, and you let your balls out, and it's so freeing, having all that space in there.
Interesting.
I think Jason's back.
I will see like kind of old timers. Like usually kilts are you wear them only at like a wedding or whatever, or like a nice event.
Yeah.
Or if you're like playing bagpipes for tourists.
Funeral.
Or doing sex. But I will see like old timers wearing just like a kilt and like a t-shirt and sneakers, which I think is kind of like a badass look. And they're just like having a pint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of chic. I like
it too. I think it's very cool if that's your culture. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, I think we're way past it being gay.
I think
nobody
the
cares
kilt
about it
is so much, frankly, straighter than the Tom Brown skirt.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
It
I
has
agree.
like a lineage of William Wallace.
Because it's plaid.
But also the way that the fabric moves is like it has a heaviness to it that is actually quite structural and manly. Even though it's like all this pleating on the back that's like very like 1950s sock hop, but like it's
I think it feels pretty manly. I think it feels pretty manly too. I agree.
The feel of tartan, the fabric of our lives.
Yes, the fabric on our dicks.
I don't have a family tartan either, so I can't. That's another reason I can't wear it.
Well, we could rustle one up for you.
Same reason I can't wear a pinky ring. I don't have a family signet, so family crest.
Well, Steven, what about
for the
this?
signet ring.
Linen kilt. For summer, quince.com/how long.
My God.
Chris, would you ever, when you see like Brad Pitt at Lake Como with a linen suit on, you wouldn't do that?
That'll break the internet.
No, I really, really don't like linen. I don't know what, I just don't. And I'm not really a fabric head. Like I'm not really adverse or I don't love or not love fabrics in general. Linen is the only one I have feelings about.
You have an open mind with textiles.
Exactly.
Is it just,
famously.
it's just the rapidity with which it reaches wrinkledness.
Yeah, it's just
like,
I think the
crisp linen suit, the first 5 seconds you like it and then it's over.
But it's supposed to be wrinkled.
Yeah,
when I first
know.
got into linens, I would steam it and Carolyn would put her hand on the steamer and say, no.
Yeah, don't. No,
oh, natural.
I understand what it's for and how it's supposed to look.
I do think like the readier you are, maybe the better like I think like a Warith the jeweler probably looks great in the linen. Who I heard about.
Wait, what'd you say?
Recently.
You just heard about Warris recently?
Yeah, my co-host Lily hosted like a weird like contest in Times Square with Curtis Sliwa and Warris, and I was like, that's the most random group of people I've ever heard.
Sounds like that was the point.
I haven't heard about him since 2009.
That trio.
Actually, speaking of Lily, I will be she's doing a show in LA this Thursday.
I'm very jealous. I have a lot of FOMO.
July 30th, 9:30, imported from Boston. Lily's doing a show at the Lyric Theater.
And Jason will
Ocean-flavored comedy.
You're doing stand-up.
I'm not doing stand-up.
You're doing your type
I'm not
10?
doing stand-up. I'm doing...
Imported from Boston is funny as fuck.
No, the flyer is an old Absolute Vodka ad, and then it's her. She's in the water in the ocean, sort of running towards the bottle of vodka. It's good, but I think we're going to be doing some literal improv games where there's going to be some sort of like summery, beachy related characters going on.
Okay, but you're just showing up, no homework.
I'm showing up, no homework, only the skills of improv that I have instilled in me through.
That you've been honing.
Where are
of
those?
podcasting.
Because I've never seen them. But I believe if you say they're
Come
there,
by the Lyric Theater on
please.
Thursday, honey. You'll see them.
Yeah,
I would love to be there. I would love to be there.
But also, since I've never done this before, I think she's padding my position. She's gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna play like an Orange County surfer guy or whatever." It's not gonna be a huge, difficult challenge.
A huge leap.
You don't have to
for
play
you
an elderly female
intellectually.
cancer patient who's on her last legs at the beach. You're more.
I think you could do cancer very easily. You're so
He does have a
empathetic.
cancerous look about him. I agree. He does have a cancerous look about him.
guys, hold all the compliments till the end. Wow.
We are at the end.
Something you just scream cancer.
You just give cancer. Steven, thank you for joining us. When is the show? When do you premiere?
It's always a pleasure, you guys. You're two of my favorite men in the manosphere.
Thank you.
So the show premieres August 5th, and it goes all the way to August 30th. Every day, I've got a couple of days off, but the whole month of August in Edinburgh. So if you want to come see what many people are saying is the most exciting, smartest, and funniest show of the year, come check it out. It's called The Last Madman.
All right, bro. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us as always. Congrats on the show, and I'm sure it will be a smashing success. Jason, we do have to do ads, right?
Yes, we do.
Thank you, boys.
Love you, Steve. Good to see you.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
You too.